at Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Greater Toronto, Ontario for the fourth of 8 games here at the inaugural AFL Canada Men's Club Championship. We have a all non-Ontario battle here as we have the Quebec Saints versus the Calgary Kangaroos, a Pool A battle. Will be note the Saints will be wearing their jerseys inside out, so the numbers will be a bit of an issue due to a clash of jerseys. So you'll have to bear with us for that. The Rebels with the victory over the Wildcats in the other Pool A game so far. Again, the first game for these two teams. The first of 4 for each team here this weekend. Two pools. In Pool A, you have the Toronto Rebels, Hamilton Wildcats, Calgary Kangaroos, and the Quebec Saints. And in Pool B, the Toronto Dingoes, Toronto Eagles, Grand River Gargoyles, and the Atlantic Pirates. Pirates certainly with a statement victory here before this one. We're about ready to get underway. Again, if you're just joining us, this game is 2 20-minute halves. These teams playing 4 games in 2 days. Under the hot Toronto sun, supposed to be 27 here. And we're joined for this game by the Executive Director of AFL Canada, Greg Bridges. Greg, welcome.
Happy to be here. Excited to be here on a good weekend. Lots of footy to be played.
Yeah, and some good footy here in this one. Oh, nice mark, nice diving mark there. Kangaroos are the ones in stripes. The Saints with their white tops, the jerseys inside out, so they can tell each other really bad similar jerseys on this one. So you'll have to bear with us with the numbers. See how well I can do with reverse numbers, Greg. So.
Two teams we're not too familiar with either. Obviously both coming to Toronto with the intention to win, though. I know both teams excited to be here and intending to win, so it should be a cracker.
Kangaroos with the farthest trip to get here. Obviously from Calgary, Alberta. Goes over the boundary line and out on the out on the full. So there'll be a Kangaroo free kick. Kangaroos with the ball. Kick towards that.
Ooh,
could
good
go
finish. Not quite.
And doesn't quite make the finish, so will be a behind to the Kangaroos. Can you take over?
Yep. As we said, no numbers here today. Quebec in the white, kicking out from their goal square. Two teams here, as we said, coming into Toronto. A lot of good history with both the Calgary and the Quebec Saints of travel tournaments, gone down to U.S. Nationals in the U.S., have won some U.S. Nationals as we go down the wing. Good intercept mark there on the far wing by Calgary. And so they've played a lot together. They're very familiar with each other. And so, good kick into the forward 50. And so I expect both will having a really successful weekend here. This is a good clash in the first match between the two of them.
Really interested to see who will come out on top in this one for sure. Two very good programs. As you say, they travel down to U.S. Nationals frequently, so it's great to have them here in Canada in a similar type tournament. So,
shot a goal here from about 35-40 meters. Good low kick. Marked on the line, it looks like. And he'll have a shot from the goal square.
Yeah, you'd think this is a good opportunity for a goal here.
Calgary with the early pressure, just outside the goal square must have been. Lines up on the angle right in line with our commentary booth. We'll have a good angle of this one.
Yeah, he'll want to kick this one.
Early pressure, we'll see how the nerves are. He's poked it through. Calgary
Beautiful.
With the early goal.
Great start for them. An intriguing matchup, as we say, between these two teams. Certainly like that first goal. As I say, in these relatively short games, you only have 2 20-minute halves. You really like an early start because you get behind, you don't really have that much time to catch up. So You like that first goal. You always like a first goal.
You always like your first goal, and that is the feedback we're getting from the teams who have played already. It happens quickly. If you're not up and about in the first couple of minutes, it can get away from you very quickly.
For sure.
Ball goes up here. Calgary clears it out of the middle. Another kick down the far wing. Good bump.
Good battle.
Ball it up.
Another whistle. Ball up. Calgary with the run of play so far. Off the tap. Quebec defending. Going towards the line. It'll go over. Will be a boundary throw in.
Good smother there by Calgary. Contested ball on the far side, cleared down the wing. Well marked by Quebec. As we said, no numbers for Quebec, so it's going to be a little bit hard to tell you who's who. But we'll do our best. Kicked. What's the call here? Out on the full. On the far boundary, Calgary kick in.
Calgary definitely with a run of play here. I don't think Quebec's had really much past midfield in this game so far. So
no.
Good start for Calgary.
A little bit of scrambly for Quebec to start. Let's see if they can get a bit of run of play here. Through the middle, pushing the back.
Yep.
This might be the chance here if they can open up play a little bit with this free kick.
Quebec trying to get some flow going. Bit of mojo.
Good kick down the middle, and they're streaming down the corridor now.
That was Labrie. Doing my best to read numbers backwards. Here's a kick towards goal. Oh, what a beautiful mark that was.
Craft. Phil Manassa. Big Phil Manassa out there in the forward. Just used his body well, held his ground in front of the footy. And he's taken the mark, what, 15, 20 meters out here?
Yeah. Certainly see if they do a quick reply here.
Comfortable finish in the end.
That's a beautiful kick.
Never in any doubt. Went back, struck it purely. Right through the big sticks. Goal umpire didn't move.
Does have to move. It was a far kick, so they have to go far to get the ball there.
You know, at one point I'd given them an extra ball to put behind the goals. Who knows where that ended up?
What's that?
At one point I gave them an extra ball to put behind the goals. Who knows where that ended up?
You never know what's going to happen at these things, but Saints with the goal, so that's 1 goal, 6 points for the Saints. Just one behind now, behind the Kangaroos. It's way too many behinds in one sentence. Kangaroos gain possession. Still going forward. Morney.
Good out of the midfield clearance here. He's got this forward pressure.
A lot of players around the ball.
Good handball back. Ooh.
Kick towards goal. That's going left. Doesn't make the journey either. Good for the Kangaroos. They've got a chance here. Kick towards goal. And that goes way right. And will be boundary throwing deep in the Calgary Kangaroos forward pocket.
All starts out of the midfield, though, with that midfield pressure by the Calgary Kangaroos. Just bashing the ball forward any way that you can, and it's led to a forward 50 stoppage.
Ball in. Off the hands. Quebec trying to defend. Good tackle there by McGrath. Hands again. Quebec trying to defend, but that's right in the hands of Joel Goulet.
Set up well behind the footy there. Just read the space.
Goulet, depending on how he pronounces it, from Melbourne. That goes to Paul Barron. Calgary still with the ball, still in the right end of their field. Quebec continuing to defend. High kick. And
stood under it well.
Yeah, that's a nice mark. I believe by Bradley Allen. And whoa!
Right in front of the camera here.
Picked up by Joel Goulet. Ooh, big collision there. Lots of collisions out there. Might be the most physical contest so far today.
Certainly is. You see both the compete level on both teams is quite high. Kicked in the forward pocket. Running backwards with the flight, and a brave mark there to intercept that in his defensive 50. Quick clearing kick. Tapped on. Jason Nyston. Good handball. Works it backwards. And that kick into the middle again.
Goulet kicks towards the hot spot, but there's a nice defensive mark there. Really needed for the Saints, who've been defending a lot here in the first half. We're almost 9 minutes in here.
I've stood up well, the Quebec defense. A couple of big intercept marks there have held Calgary off the scoreboard.
They have. Calgary's had to run a play, but are only lead by 1, so you wonder if later in this game they'll rue that they didn't get more here while they've had to run a play in the first half. Handballs there. Calgary. Nice bounce there. You can see the field is much drier than it was earlier this morning, and it allows for better ball movement, I would say. Real lot of dew in the earlier games, but
proper Melbourne footy weather at the 9 a.m. starts. Bit of dew.
I don't know if 27 degrees is proper Melbourne weather, though.
Proper Brisbane footy weather.
Going forward again by the Kangaroos, but that Saints defense holding firm. A lot of players around the ball. Holding the ball.
Good tackle. Couple of steps with it. For anybody not familiar, prior opportunity. If you have the chance to get rid of the ball and you choose not to and you're tackled, that's a turnover and a free kick.
Calgary has one. Probably too far for scoring.
And another intercept mark. That Quebec defense has really stood up with the intercept marks. I think Calgary's going to have to look at another way in.
Absolutely. And as I say, they could rue that if the second half ends up being different. They only have a 1-point lead despite having, they must have 3/4 of the play, but not 3/4 of the points right now. The far end, we have ball being thrown in. Fourth game here of the 2025 Men's Club Championship. Well, that's a tackle off the ball, and that'll be a free kick to Quebec. Something they desperately needed. They need the ball.
Yeah.
They need the ball right now.
Bit of possession. Try and keep possession here. Turned over again, though. Calgary set up well behind the ball. Both teams really set up behind the ball quite effectively and not able to move it forward.
Kicks off hands. Calgary picks it up.
Good smother.
What's a smother? Yeah, it's over the line. Another boundary throw in. We're past 11 minutes here in this first half. Again, 2 20-minute halves for each of these games. Boundary throw in. Off hands, Quebec gains some control in their forward 50. Here's a chance. Here's a kick at goal. It looks pretty good. It looks really good. And against the run of play, the Quebec Saints get their second goal and steal the lead here from the Kangaroos. 2 goals straight, 12 points for the Saints. 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points for the Kangaroos. Bit of stealing here of this game so far for the Saints, who've had the ball about a quarter of the time, but somehow have the lead in this one.
Well, it's as you said, they've stood up well in their defensive 50 and just worked the ball up the wing. Managed to get that smother out of bounds, and then a great turnaround shot there. Just picked it up, turned and streamed in on goal, and a really confident finish. And it's 2 goals for Quebec.
And a 5-point lead. But just over 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Ball off the tap. Again, we'll explain that the Saints are wearing the jerseys inside out because of a jersey clash, so a bit tougher to see the numbers. I don't believe we have any bad clashes like this for the rest of the tournament, so hopefully we won't have this issues going forward, but big battle there.
And that's some of the fun of the national tournament. You have teams who don't play against each other very frequently coming together across the country to Toronto here at beautiful Colonel Samuel Smith Park. And they get a chance to play some really high-level footy against new opposition outside their regular leagues.
If anybody is in the Toronto area, wants to see some great Australian rules football, come down. We're near the campus of Humber College. as I stated before, I don't think there's any like important sporting events happening in the city today.
Certainly nothing you can get at this ticket price. I can
No,
tell you that
no,
much.
it's totally free as opposed to the mortgage that you'll need to come out for the Jays game later. Anyway, off the ground.
Holding off the ball.
Holding off the ball. That'll be a free kick to Ethan Morney of Adelaide, South Australia. Or no?
Not called holding off the ball. Oh, never mind.
All right. Off the hands, there's Miguel.
Good chain of handballs. Kick deep down the wing, but again, Calgary 3 set up behind the footy. It's a 3-on-1, and they're able to turn it over. Short little chip kick.
Off the boot.
To Morgan White. Long-time Team Canada player, Morgan White. To another Team Canada player, Jason Nyston. One of the leadership group captains of Team Canada Northwind, and he just gained some territory down the wing.
Over the boundary, so boundary throw in. So over 5.5 minutes left here in the first half. Calgary attempting to gain some advantage on the scoreboard. They've had it in play, but they don't have the advantage on the scoreboard right now. Oh, big tackle. What a nice tackle there.
You could hear that one right here in our commentary booth on the Humber College side of the ground.
Determined not to have prior opportunity, so it's just a ball up. Quebec continues to defend, but here is the Kangaroos kick off hands. Can't get control. Now it's on the ground. And there's a whistle. So it looks like another ball up. Less than 5 minutes remaining here in the first half.
It's Morgan White going against one of his coaches of the Northwind program in Luke Holcomb. As the ball rolls through for a behind, another Calgary point.
Let's 1 goal, 2 behinds, 8 points for the Kangaroos. Saints still have 2 goals straight and lead 12-8.
Good kick out. Well contested.
Did you do it now? I just added one that you had already added. Yeah, it's
Kick down the wing.
2-8.
One-on-one clash here. Bogdan will look to see it out of bounds. Keeps it in. Won by Calgary, and a short little chip kick into the forward 50 on the far side, close side here. And a big kick. It's drifting. Doesn't quite have the distance, but sitting there in the forward goal square. And again, Quebec's defense stands up well.
Been the story of this first half. There's been so many entrances into the forward 50 for Calgary, but they just haven't been able to kick the ball through the big sticks. And that's what you got to do.
That's what you got to do. I think if you're Calgary at halftime, you'd be happy with the play in general, but you'll be looking to maybe get a bit more creativity on the entries, forward 50 entries. See if you can hit up a forward. Those high kicks just aren't working for them right now. And if you're Quebec, you have to say, we got to get the ball forward.
Yeah.
We have got to get a bit of possession.
There's always so much time you can defend.
No, you can only do this for so long. Again,
but if that changes, Calgary's going to really be, ruining the missed opportunities. But here's one. Kick towards the goal square, off hands. There's a good tackle.
Tackles without the ball.
Without the ball. What is the call?
Called holding the ball.
Nope. The Quebec free kick. Well, this will be able to relieve some of the pressure. Approaching 2 minutes left here in the first half.
There.
Some hard footy out there right now. Tackle. Calgary with a kick at goal. That's going to be to the right. And another behind for the Calgary Kangaroos. Their third, 1 goal, 3 behinds, 9 points. Saints have those 2 straight goals for 12 and lead by 3. Really feel the heat increasing here at Colonel Samuel Smith Park. As I say, we're supposed to have a high of 27. Those second games are going to be some hard footy from a condition standpoint. It's a hot day here for October in Toronto.
Another kick into the forward 50. Just can't mark it, running in on goal.
Lots of players around the ball.
All picked up by Yassine. And it's gotten out of bounds on the far wing with just over a minute to go.
Boundary throw in front of the AFL Quebec tent there. Our clock is unofficial to confirm, so if there's any difference between ours, we are an unofficial clock, just to be clear.
Another
Calgary.
High kick into the forward 50. And this time Calgary gets hands to it, but can't get it off the ground. And again, cleared out, but look at Calgary just behind the ball. Let's see if he hits that short little kick. Great kick.
Nice mark.
Great kick. He had the opportunity to go for goal, and he lowered his eyes and hit the forward.
That was Ethan Maroney from Adelaide, South Australia. And the kick is Paul Barron from Sydney.
Paul Barron spent a bit
Sydney,
of time
Australia,
with the,
to be clear, since I'm from Sydney, Nova Scotia. So.
Spent a bit of time with the Ottawa Swans. Also played in Malmo, Sweden. And he's slotted it through here.
That's the goal Calgary needed. Certainly needed some, and there's the horn. So gets a goal just before the siren, and we have a little bit of extracurricular there. So the Kangaroos with 2 goals, 3 behinds, 15 points. The Saints, 2 goals straight, 12. So Calgary gets the slim lead after a fairly dominating first half from a play standpoint, but the scoreboard hadn't been their friend. Now they at least have the lead by 3. So we're going to take a break, and we'll have the second half of this Kangaroos Saints battle. So we'll be back in approximately 7 minutes and 53 seconds. See you then.
Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Install the Payable Forms add-on, link your payment provider, share, and get paid. Your customers can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more. Save time and hassle by automating your payment process quickly and simply. Payable Forms gets you paid.
Play for fun. Play for fitness. Play for glory. Play for community. Play for club. Play for country. Play for each other. Play because you love playing. Play footy. Visit AFLCanada.com and find a club near you today.
Welcome back to Colonel Samuel Smith Park for this Pool A battle between the Calgary Kangaroos and the Quebec Saints. It is a tight one, with Calgary with a late goal getting out to the lead. They've had the run of play, but before that late goal hadn't actually had the lead. So really important goal late in that first half, would you say, Greg?
Yeah, I would say Paul Barron kicked it right before the siren. Good little kick, and as we said, a good kick into the forward 50. And I think that's what Calgary has to do, is move away from those long kicks that keep getting intercepted and look for an opportunity to hit their forward with a nice low kick that they can mark and have a shot at goal.
Quebec Saints also kind of a combination of teams. So their Metro League involves the old Montreal Dockers, Montreal Demons, Montreal City Blues, and West Island Eagles. Also have regional clubs in Sherbrooke and Quebec City. Kangaroos have a Metro League as well, the Bears and Cowboys. So two teams that probably don't play big field as often as some of the, all the Ontario teams do. So it would have been an adjustment from that early in this game as well, I would say.
Absolutely, and I think you can see that, a little bit of play up the middle, maybe a little bit less comfortable using the wings. But as they get used to the full-size ground over the weekend, I expect we'll see them using the space a little bit more. And as you said, Quebec with the Metro League, not the only Quebec team we'll see here this weekend, as we have the AFL Quebec versus AFL Ontario Women's Plus match tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. And we'll be seeing the Quebec women come across and face an AFL Ontario All-Stars team. So that'll be a really good one tomorrow. But good program out in Quebec.
Very exciting match of the Women's Plus. And EMM Consulting is the official Women's Plus match partner of the 2025 Men's Club Championship, dedicated to helping clients and community achieve a sustainable future. EMM Consulting delivers solutions to provide positive environmental, economic, and social impact. Visit emmconsulting.ca to create opportunities today.
Longtime supporter of the Northern Lights national team program as well, as we ball it up here in the center of the ground for the start of the second half of this match. Calgary once again winning the clearance, and they kick it in. And again, that's what we're talking about, a nice low kick to their leading forward. And those are the kicks that are going to be harder for Quebec to defend.
And what they hadn't gotten a lot of in the first half. So a good sign of things to come perhaps for them. This is Adam McGrath from Werrell, Victoria, probably McGrath since he's Australian. High kick, it looks pretty good. And they like it because it's another goal for Calgary. They ended the first half with a goal and start the second with one. So that is a big one for them. 3 goals, 3 behinds, 21 points to the Saints, 2 goals straight, 12. That is a big goal in this contest.
That is, and I think that's where we're going to have to see Quebec just look to put a bit more pressure on in the midfield off those stoppages. As we look at this ball up here after the goal, we're going to be looking to see Quebec just try to slow that ball movement down, or else it's going to be a bit of a struggle here in the second half if Calgary can move the ball like that.
Yeah, they really got to get possession. And we talked about it. What was going to happen? Was Quebec going to start getting possession, or was Calgary going to start taking advantage of their opportunities? And it seems like the latter so far, late in the first half as well as early in the second. So that's off of hands here. Picked up.
Jason Nyson again.
Big battle.
Almost thrown out back to Morgan White, who steps the big man with a little bit of step. You like to see that. And a nice chip kick.
Nice little dance there. Here is Jack Carey. Kick towards the pocket. Off of hands. Players around. Kick off the ground. Doesn't make it to the goal square. Getting closer though. Calgary defending hard. They really haven't had to do a lot of that. Beck trying to have an answer to those 2 goals. One late in the first half, one early here in the second half.
Tapped down by Calgary. Kicked across the face of goals.
Philip
out
Finch
of bounds for a throw-in.
Philip Finch was going after that, but the line beat him to it. And it'll be a boundary throw-in. Deep pocket here for the forward area for the Quebec Saints.
Phil Manassa, one of the goal scorers, gets wrestled under it, looking for the free kick, not given, as Calgary clears it out of their defensive 50. Gains possession on the far wing. Has to be holding the ball, and it is. Good tackle there.
Chris Enns got tackled.
Ooh, but turns it over in the middle of the ground. That's a dangerous kick to turn it over, but nobody forward for Calgary. All of their players back behind the ball. So just going to slow it up here to let his players move forward.
Foreman kicks it high. Not really anybody's advantage there. Ball on the ground. Quebec, a little bit of a squib kick there. Probably not where he wanted to put it. Calgary picks it up. Ball going towards the line, and I believe it found it. So, no, free kick.
It's got to be 50. It is 50. Little lost temper there by Quebec. And that could be a pivotal moment in the context of this game with Calgary gaining a bit of momentum, gaining a bit on the scoreboard. You don't want to give up a 50 like that in this moment. Not quite, probably just beyond his range, but it's going to give him a good chance to get a deep forward entry here.
And we talked about these games are so short. So those sort of errors can really bite you in the butt.
Brave by Morgan White going backwards with the ball, but Calgary comes away with it off the ground. High contact given to Calgary. And Calgary's going to have a shot directly in front from, let's say, 20 meters away.
Sora's the player there. So this Adam McGraw looks like has the free kick.
Just a quick time off here for a bit of an injury. Looks like he might have gone over on his ankle potentially.
This will be stop time for the injury.
So the injured player going off the ground, it looks like, and we're going to have another player give the free kick here.
It was Adam McGraw. Looks like he's going to be kicking. No, you're right. I don't see the number. Anyway, Calgary's still looking for the goal here. Kick towards goal looks pretty good, and it looks good for Calgary. Another goal, their third straight.
And that all starts with that 50 on the wing. Calgary is able to gain a bit of territory off that 50 deep forward entry. And then the free kick right in front leads to the goal. And that's what we say, these moments in these games, you know, short 20-minute halves.
Yeah, he only got 40 minutes, so any goal could be the big one. So the Kangaroos have 4 goals, 3 behinds, 27 points to the Saints, 2 goals straight, 12 points. But that is a 15-point lead for the Kangaroos. So the lead that you would expect they would have with the amount of play they've had. So certainly how they've wanted this second half to go to start. Another ball up right at midfield. Kick down the
Calgary
ground.
again just able to work the ball forward and gain possession with the ball moving forward, but probably well done there by Quebec to get the stoppage.
Not a lot of free-flowing possession for Quebec in this game. When that's happened, it's really been Calgary. So
definitely more of a scrappy one than maybe the ones we've seen this morning.
yeah, there's not much room out there for anybody. And that was a thrown ball. I would say should be a free kick for Quebec, and it
was,
is.
yeah.
So Quebec will try to answer. The Kangaroos with 3 unanswered goals here in this game. And we're almost 7 minutes, or 6.5 minutes into this second half. So the time is moving on. There will be some added time due to the injury. There's a high kick. Boy.
A lot of
Off
players
hands.
went up for that. Phil Manassa again.
Oh.
Did he mark it? Not quite. Couldn't hold on to it. Worked his player again. He uses his body so well, Phil Manassa. It's led to the free kick. Players screaming for a 50. Not going to be given. Ball put on the ground there after the tackle, but umpire happy to let it go. Shot at goal from 40 meters out.
Chance for Quebec to answer
given the handball.
Give it away up.
Not sure Phil was entirely aware of that one.
Kicked high. It's in the goal square, but goes right of the posts. Can Quebec pick it up? Here's a chance.
Wants to get on his
Has
right
a chance.
foot.
Oh, doesn't quite get the line, and that's a behind for the Saints. So their actual first behind of this game. 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points. To the Kangaroos, 4 goals, 3 behinds, 27.
This is where Quebec really needs to lock it in. They've gained the territory here now. Can they lock it in and stop Calgary from getting an easy exit? Deep kick, big kick, and it's cleared Quebec's wall.
Ball on the ground. Can Calgary pick it
Calgary
up? They
come
do.
up with numbers.
towards their forward 50. Too high for the forward. Kicks off the ground, and it's right and a behind. So that will be 4 goals, 4 behinds, 28 points for the Kangaroos.
Never a good feeling as a defender when you watch the ball go over your head like that and there's nobody behind you, but got away with it there. And this is what Calgary, again, has started to do a little bit better, locking in that play in the forward 50. As we said, Quebec had their wall cleared, and Calgary's been able to put the pressure on. Morgan White, again, a longtime Team Canada player. Just a bit of composure back there. Finds a free player on the wing.
In the pocket, goes over the line. Going to be boundary throw-in. Still, this is the end that Calgary wants it in. They have the lead. They don't mind a bit of a slower pace at this point. Heat's starting to increase, so you have to wonder the second halves are going to be a bit tougher here in the second half of today and tomorrow as well, but because it's supposed to be the same temperature. So we'll see if that has an effect in these games, particularly as the tournament rolls on.
Well, and I think as we get into tomorrow, we're going to start seeing the fitness come into play. Good pickup off the deck, and he's taken high, and he's going to have another shot here in front of goal. 30 meters out, right in line with the camera in our commentary booth here. That is, as he turns around and we get a number 41.
Adam McGraw.
Said his name a few times today, haven't we?
Yeah.
Must be back from the injury.
See how the kicks goes. Calgary must be confident. They have nobody on the goal line, and they didn't need any. It's right through the middle. Wow, that's a beautiful kick. Calgary went, we know he's kicking it through. We don't need anybody down there. And sure enough, the Kangaroos get their 5th.
Never in any doubt. And now if you're Quebec, you got to consider too, Pat, Dave, you have to consider too the percentage here.
Yep.
As we head into the finals tomorrow, percentage will be the tiebreaker. So if we have a 3-way tie, this score getting away from Quebec could be the difference maker. They need to make sure that they hold Calgary to not too many more goals here.
Yeah, you feel the score, though, right now is where it almost should be based on where the play's been. And Calgary, starting in this game, weren't really getting the ball through the big sticks, but have been certainly as the first half ended and been continually through this second half as we've passed the 10-minute mark of the second half. Again, there was some injury time added, so our time is unofficial. Likely some added time because of that. Calgary again going forward. Lots of players around the ball.
But you get that sense of that forward at all cost by Calgary, and it's really working for them.
Well, that's a quick little handball from the turf. Picked up.
Ooh, big tackle.
That was Paul Barron.
Given us holding the ball. That's why the umpires umpire and we commentate. I wasn't sure about that one.
So Quebec will try to get some possession going.
Good
That's a
kick.
nice long kick.
Good kick into some space on the wing.
Really,
Quebec's got to run forward now. They've gained the space.
Well, those things they haven't been getting they haven't gotten a lot of uncontested marks. So it's one of the first really of the game for Quebec.
Looking for Phil Manassa, but doesn't quite have the distance straight down the hands of Jason Mason.
He's going to get them if he can get them, if it's in his area.
Yeah.
So that's on the ground, picked up by Neaston. Calgary, some handballs in their defensive end of the field. Nice, just nice plays there. No panic. That's what you want from your defending players.
You have those few handballs, you get a bit of time, and you're able to get that kick down the wing. Ball up here on the far wing, center, the middle of the ground. Time off here again. Blood rule potentially. And we're back in. Ball up on the far side. Quebec this time comes away with the clearance, but straight into the arms of Calgary.
Towards that bouncing in the forward 50. Nice bounce for them. Kick towards.
Clever kick.
And a nice sliding mark there. Calgary will get another great opportunity at goal.
This is going to be McGrath.
McGraw again.
A really clever kick there. Coming in on goal with as the right footer, you're coming in on that far side pocket, and he just, again, that little low kick to his leading forward, nothing the defender can do.
I believe he's looking for his third, I believe, and
slots it again.
Never in doubt. That kick is beautiful. I wish I had that kick. I have to admit that's a beautiful kick. So the Kangaroos with 6 goals, 4 behinds, 40 points to the Quebec Saints. 2 goals, 1 behind, 13. Kangaroos out to now a commanding lead. And we just want to talk a little bit about Tribal Sport. It was the official tournament partner of the 2025 Men's Club Championships. With more than 20 years of experience and a deep understanding of the international footy market, Tribal Sport is your source for high-quality on- and off-field apparel. Visit tribalsport.com.au to order your club's merchandise today.
Yeah, big thank you to Tribal Sport and everything that they do for the international footy scene and here with us at AFL Canada. And if you see anybody with the white tournament training tops provided by Tribal Sport, so big thank you to them.
Kick towards Calgary's forward 50 again.
Oh, he stiff-armed his own player. Little don't argue. That was quite funny.
We'll be talking about that between games perhaps, but anyway, there was a behind there for the Kangaroos.
See ball, get ball there. No worries about who's in front of him.
There is the jersey clash, so maybe you got confused. I don't know. Despite it's still in the air in the end that Calgary wants, so Quebec really needs to get. Oh, what a leap!
Got up high, didn't quite take the mark, but he got up early and he got up high. Well read there by the Quebec player on the far side. Looks inside. This is the kick that they want to execute to try and get a bit of movement through the middle of the ground, but kicks to the 3-on-1, and that's led to the turnover.
I can only leap like that in my dreams, Greg. So on the ground here, Calgary still real hungry for the ball right now.
Yeah.
They have the lead, but you can really see a hunger in their play right now. They want it. They want it hard. So.
Oh, good spin. That's what they need out of the midfield, that kind of aggression.
Can't get it to a forward, though. Picked up by Eric Brzezinski. Oh, no.
Pushing it back.
Pushing it back, yeah. This will be a get-out-of-jail-free card here for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, and a lot to build on, I think, here for Quebec. They've had moments where they've looked really good. As we said, the first half, the defense stood up really well.
Shout out to chairman of the board, Lachlan Griffiths. His home team is the Calgary Kangaroos, so probably liking what he's seeing so far in this one.
And we talked about the Quebec program, but a really good program out in Calgary as well. And they run a really good junior and school program out there, introducing young children and kids to the sport of footy. So if you're in the Calgary area, look for the Calgary Kangaroos Oz Kick program. Or if you're in any of the schools and you're looking to get something interesting for your kids in phys ed, get in touch with the Calgary Kangaroos. They'll put on a really good program for you.
There's a kick for the Kangaroos, and there's a wide open.
Loose man. Well spotted again. I think, as we said at the beginning of the, if we said during halftime, you'd want to have better, more effective kicks into the forward line. And I think Calgary said the same thing, and that's exactly what we're talking about.
That was Joel Griffiths with the kick to the pocket, and
there he is again.
And that's Adam McGraw. We know he can kick it straight.
But it's been a good adjustment. You saw those high kicks getting intercepted, and it just lowered the eyes a little bit, found their teammates, found their leading forwards, and it's left them with a lot more set shots at goal. Comes across, doesn't quite hit the right part of the footy, kicks it across the face.
Probably, yeah, I'll find the line. Unable to get there was Neil McKinnon from Westaskian, Alberta. Tough to say after almost 4 games straight of footy commentating.
4 more games to come too. We got a little bit of a break here after this one, and then we're straight back into the second round, let's call it, of the tournament with 4 more games this afternoon.
Yeah, this is the last of the first games, as it were. Everybody will have played 1 game after this one.
Holding the ball called here, and Calgary's going to get another set shot. It's not going to be McGraw this time.
Kevin Werner. It's in Adelaide, Australia. Of note, each team is only allowed half their lineup to be Australians. There always has to be at least half non-Australians on the field at any one time. Oh, that's a nice kick. Again, never in doubt. Calgary definitely has found the straight ways to the big sticks now. And starting to run away with it. It was looking close for a while, but it's certainly not now. 7 goals, 5 behinds, 47 points to the Quebec Saints. 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points.
Potentially a bit of a statement game here too, as Calgary will have the Hamilton Wildcats and the Toronto Rebels after this one. And again, Ontario teams that aren't familiar with Calgary, they'll be watching this one closely, going, man, we've got a match on our hands after this performance.
Ball up.
It's just that midfield movement that Calgary's done so well today. Great kick and well marked. Played on. Not sure why that was play on, but he's played on and he's taken for holding the ball. A bit unlucky, you'd have to say there if you're Calgary. But again, that burst out of the middle has been the difference maker. Good mark on the far wing. Kick to space. Picked up by Calgary. And again, that midfield of Calgary just does so well to knock the ball forward. And a great kick to the forward line. Comes to ground with Morgan White as the defender.
Adam McGraw with the...
Back to Paul Barron. Not quite. Oh, and another one.
Free one. So that's Seb Vorman from Oakville, Ontario with that one.
We show zeros on our clock. As you said, there will be a little bit of extra time, but if you're Quebec, you got to be hoping that that time's starting to run out.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good goals there by McGraw, and you had and
There's
there it is. There it is. There's the horn. The Kangaroos run over the Quebec Saints here in the second half. The Kangaroos with 8 goals, 5 behinds, 53 points to the Saints, 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points, with a bit of a statement. I don't think you would have necessarily expected this big a scoring difference in this one. It was kind of a pick 'em game going into this, you would have to say.
I would have thought so, and I think we see just the speed of Calgary, the ball movement of Calgary. It's something to watch for the rest of the weekend. Will they be able to keep that up against some of the other teams?
Like the Atlantic Pirates making a statement that, hey, we're not from Ontario, but we're here to win. So going to be an interesting second half. So we have a bit of a longer break here. We're scheduled for an approximate about a half an hour break, perhaps. We'll start with a Pool B matchup between the Toronto Dingoes and the Grand River Gargoyles. It's approximately 1:15 p.m. But for now, we're going to take a break. I hope you've enjoyed the first half of the first day of the inaugural AFL Canada 2025 Men's Club Championships here at Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Greater Toronto, Ontario, and we'll see you later.